Well, welcome to Summit Center for Spiritual Living, where we share universal good through love. And I'm going to light a candle that has 2 wicks. First wick represents God or Spirit. And then the second one represents us. And whenever we gather together, we shine a greater light because Spirit's within each and every one of us. And it just grows and grows and grows even more. So, okay. Well, John, would you like to start us with a song?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
See what you share screen.
Did we lose you?
Looks like it.
John, you are frozen.
Zoom just doesn't like this first song. Because he's fine the rest of the service. The last 2 weeks, it's just been this song.
Well, we could always do joy, 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 joy down in my heart.
No, because all I could picture is the stupid VBS songs during while I was at the church. And those, what was the most common VBS?
Wheels on the bus go round and round.
No. It was
joy, 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 joy down in our
heart. I think Group Publishing. Let me ask my mom because she'll know.
Down in our, I can't sing. I'm sorry.
That was a camp song.
Who was the VBS program that we used at Slow Press?
Well, we just know that we have joy in our heart today, as
oh boy,
back in with us before too long.
All those VBS memories just comes flooding back.
Michael, you want to go ahead and do announcements while we're waiting on John to come back?
Yeah, I'm just wondering where everyone's at. It's just the summer break.
I think so.
So anyhow, we're still doing stuff. I'll be gone next week for INTA, working on the media team for them and doing the streaming. And check us out on mtmedia.org. All kinds of cool stuff going on there.
Okay, and then next week is there's Carol Ann. Speaking of Carol Ann, next week Carol Ann will be our featured speaker, and the week after that,
we'll tell her that when she's there.
Okay, well she's here now. So Next week, Carol Ann will be our featured speaker, and then the following week it'll be John Miller. And August has not been decided yet, but we will decide that later. And John is coming back in. He got stuck in cyberspace for a little bit. So we're hoping that once he gets in here, maybe we can do our first song real quick. We already did announcements real fast. So he's slowly getting there. But we tried to do sing joy. Well, I tried to sing. We have joy, 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 joy down in your heart.
I was gonna try to
work too well when I can't sing it anymore like I used to.
I was gonna bring it up on YouTube, but I think we might get some copyright strikes there.
No, we're not gonna worry about that. All right. Hi, John. You back?
Well, did you miss me?
We missed you. Yes. We went ahead and we did some announcements and tried to sing joy, joy, joy in our heart, and we didn't really sing it. But are you ready to do your opening song now? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's the matter with whether it's me or my computer or Zoom who's doing this, but
Crazy. All right, let's try it. Joy in the morning, joy in the afternoon, joy in the evening, joy again soon. When we are happy, joy is how. Joy is wonderful. Joy is now. Joy in our homes. Joy in our work. Joy in relationships. Joy at our birth. When we are happy, joy is how. Joy is wonderful. Joy is now. Oh, joy in accomplishment, joy in getting done, joy in doing well, joy in having fun. When we are happy, joy is how. Joy is wonderful. Joy is now. Joy is now.
All right. Thank you, John. And you did not know I was going to be talking about joy today, but that's why we're all in sync with each other. Spirit is among us, and my talk about today is about joy. So how wonderful is that? So, okay. And with that, we're going to go right into meditation. Michael's going to do the meditation, and if you don't mind going right into music, John.
I am the temple of healing love, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love, worries are released. Worries are released, clearing of disease, helping problems cease, living love and peace. I am the temple of healing love, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love, clearing of disease. Worries are released, clearing of disease, helping problems seem, living love and peace. I am the temple of healing love, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love, worries are relieved, helping problems cease. Worries are relieved, clearing up disease, helping problems cease, living love, peace.
All right, so let's take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Well, this time, do it from your heart. Breathe through your heart as you inhale. Exhale. Just allow yourself to be in that temple of healing love. And as you do, know with me that there is only one life. And that life is, again, it's everywhere present. It's powerful. It's all-knowing and active. The qualities of this life force is love, life, light, peace, power, beauty, and joy. So knowing that today, we just know that we are one with this one life and one activity. We are the expression of the Almighty as us, in us, and through us. That is the truth about us, whether we believe it or not. That we are creative expressions of the God consciousness, God life, the God awareness, in us, as us, in us, and through us. Those I read from the reading for today from Lion's Mind 365, let its words be your words today. I am joyful in the joy of God. I am joyful in the joy of God. Say that with me silently 3 times. I am joyful in the joy of God. I am joyful in the joy of God. I am joyful in the joy of God. The scripture verse is taken from the Acts of the Apostles, the 2nd chapter. It says, Thou hath made known to me in the way of life. Thou shalt make me full of joy with thy countenance. This is Ernest Holmes' teaching. He says, Emerson said that prayer is a proclamation of a joyful and a beholding soul. And throughout the Bible, we find so many references to the joy of God, the gladness that we should have in God's presence. How can we help being glad and filled with joy if we believe that the presence and the power back of everything is one perfect life, forever giving of itself and forever imparting itself to us, forever flowing through us in wonderful light and power? Jesus said that if the multitude did not break forth in song, the very stones would be compelled to, by which he meant that all of nature is alive and awake and aware with the divine presence, and that all nature and everything in life responds to the song of the heart. So pray with me today. Therefore, today I am filled with joy. I let Let every sense of depression or heaviness depart from my mind. And I let my soul be lifted up in song to the giver of all life and to the joy of living. Joy shall accompany me like a companion. Happiness shall be to me like a comrade. There is a song in my heart, singing unto the Creator of all things, and there is an invisible chorus, responding to everything in nature. To every person that I meet for today, I am meeting everything with joy and happiness, with song and laughter, with gladness in my heart. For I proclaim this day to be one of happiness, of thanksgiving, and of praise to the Most High God, to the divine presence that inhabits eternity, finds a dwelling place in my own soul. So today I express joy and gratitude for this inner presence, and this presence in which I am enveloped in is the one living spirit of color and responsiveness, the author of joy and peace, of freedom and wholeness. And as I continue on with Ernest Holmes' words, we recognize joy as being a part of us. So we recognize those aspects and attitudes of our life, which are, again, that are filled with joy and fills us with joy. So, like Dr. Holmes said, we let go of any kind of sadness or depression. We allow, again, the joy of the Lord as our strength. So knowing that we are joyful today, we are filled with good. Feel that joy of being one with the Creator. We feel that now, right now. So we just allow this joy to continue throughout our service today, with Diana speaking and John doing the music and everyone who is here with us today. We allow ourselves again to be immersed in that joy. And that joy continues in our hearts long after the service is completed. So for this, I give great thanks. I give great thanks for the reminder of joy in us, and the reminder of joy being in spirit. For that, I just give great thanks. And knowing that we are going to have a wonderful time together, I just say thank you. Thank you, Infinite Spirit. And so it is.
I am the temple of healing love, living love and peace. We are the temple of healing love. Worries are released. Worries are relieved, clearing of disease, helping problems cease, living love and peace.
And people are worried about kids and vaping. Maybe start with trying not to make adult medicine look like a candy.
Okay, and as you open your eyes, I ask that you all open up your cameras for a few minutes and just look into the cameras and try to see the eyes, everybody's eyes, and see that magnificent spirit that is inside of each and every one, and yourself, but everybody. It's beautiful, wonderful people. Okay. Thank you, John. That music sounded the best I've heard it sound like for a long. I think since we've done Zoom on that song, it was like really perfect. Everything was very, very good. So thank you. All right. So as you guys have already found out, I am talking about joy today, and I have two main places that I am getting quotes from. One is from the Healing Power of Joy, and does it say the name of who did this? It was from 1998, and I'm sorry. Well, Ernest Holmes as well, and the other person was Jonathan Starr, and then Margaret Storts, which she used to be the one with the it used to be right on the Science of Mind magazine or Science Mind text saying that she did our the introduction. So her name was right there on most of those for the longest time. So anyways, do you ever feel discouraged? Sometimes feeling that you're challenged by some problem, we may think that we have to give up being joyful and get upset. You don't have to get upset. But the ability to feel and to show joy doesn't come from the favorable circumstances of our lives. It comes from God. We can't lose joy for any more than we can lose God. So we can't lose joy. And more than we can lose God. God is always there. And we are forever in the presence of God. He is all powerful, or it is all powerful and totally good. Joy as a spiritual quality lasts forever. We always have it. Having joy includes feeling good cheer and vibrant happiness. The joy in its fuller spiritual meaning of expressing God's goodness involves more. It is a deep-rooted, inspired happiness. So that was from the Healing Power of Joy. So now I'm going to go to Margaret's Stortz. I can't say Stortz. She was a minister. She's a Science Mind minister for one of the bigger churches out in California. And anyways, so she says this. She says, we can't, there's always divine good. There's always divine good. But she says, I have long felt that in our oneness with God, we cannot fail to be recipients of the divine good, which filters through us all the time. Interesting word that she used there. It filters through us. She says filters instead of just plain flows, because in our ignorance, we tend to inhibit the flight of infinite spirit within us and therefore only get some of what we could receive completely. So we are filtering. We could get so much more. Let's put it that way. We say we're in that flow, but a lot of times we're not allowing the good to go through. We stop it or we slow it down. So we just have to be very, very present and mindful of that joy. So she says we could and do call the divine good by other names, such as spiritual gifts, which enables us to be separate out, to separate out infinite qualities into characteristics we want to experience. Sounds a bit mundane, perhaps, but then much of our lives is mundane and worldly, caught up in our hopes, dreams, and responsibilities. So why shouldn't we just usher in spiritual qualities in the most ordinary parts of our days as well as to be inspired. And joy is a spiritual quality. And Ernest Holmes, one of his favorite authors was Thomas Troward. And Thomas Troward used these seven spiritual qualities: love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. Ernest Holmes added wisdom. So I like to say there's 8 spiritual qualities. But so it's love, life, power, peace, beauty, joy, and wisdom. And most people understand that these are all qualities of God, and that because they are aspects of God, that they are aspects of us. It's all a part of us as well. We are the aspects. Those same aspects are in us, through us, and as us. And Troward suggests that we have access to them by what he called the divine principle of humanity, and that this is our normal standard from which we continue to evolve. So those aspects, those 8 aspects, they are a part of us already, and it's evolving all the time. We should simply say that there is an inherited, identifiable, expression-able spiritual DNA that we all come into life and with which we have to become familiar. If oneness becomes anything, it cannot be that we are not using the spiritual gifts. If oneness means anything, it cannot be that we are not using the spiritual gifts. It can be, though, that we are clueless about the power within us. This can get a little scary because, as Ernest Holmes tells us, we can misuse our good. So it's not because we don't have those spiritual qualities within us. We're clueless sometimes. We are absolutely clueless in what we are allowing in our lives because we're filtering instead of flowing. And we need to quit filtering and allow it to flow. And when we block those, when we allow it to flow, all of a sudden things gets better and easier, and life just gets so much better. So much. I love being around Carol Ann and listening to Carol Ann because she always reminds us of being in that present moment, and that's a lot of the problem with the filtering. Instead of being in the present moment right now, we're thinking about something we did yesterday, or something we're going to do tomorrow, or what is my boss going to say when I have to work tomorrow? Or do I have to do the dishes later on today? Do I need to clean the house? Whatever it is, those thoughts are going through our head instead of just being right here, right now. And as we are all sitting here listening and to the conversation from each other, but listening to the moment that spirit is within us and all those qualities are there. We have a capacity for self-contemplation. So why not use contemplation to allow us to experience those spiritual qualities? Okay, so Troward says, as joy is one of Troward's normals and is part of our spiritual DNA, we don't have to scurry around trying to get it as much as we open up to it through contemplation. It is tied up in the acquisition of things, or is it a more ineffable quality of being that shows up, sometimes at the strangest times? She goes on to talk about when, being a minister, she's done many transition funerals, the transition of life. And you would not think there's going to be a lot of joy. during that time, because there's, of course, there's sadness, but there's also a lot of joy. If nothing else, it's because we're remembering that person in a very special way. The joy they gave us, the joy of being with them, the joy of being around them. So there is a lot of joy as well because of that remembrance of that time of spending with that person. And even though it's sad at this point, it is also very joyful. So joy is a part, on the other hand, is being a part of our normal can show up anytime for no particular reason. And it doesn't come during it comes during the and it comes during some of the unhappiest events, such as end-of-life services. So even in the midst of sorrow, joy can emerge. Dr. Roger Teal, who is, I'm not sure if he's now I believe he might be the president of CSL. I know he was, I believe he might be, but either way, he's been a big contributor of Science Mind magazine. He was in charge of practitioners for a long time. But anyways, he did an article celebrating joy, and he too recognized that joy is a basic spirituality when he writes, "When I say this life is joy, I am saying the basic essence of life is the spirit, and the spirit is joy. It's celebrating itself as if everything that we are has everything around us." He recognizes the naturalness of the spiritual gifts as being the one only given when he also writes, "A lot of human experience is suffering, not because life has set it up that way, but because we are out of alignment. We are out of alignment when we have suffering. And we brought into a lot, and we've bought into a lot of illusions. We're thinking of things that, when I think of illusions, I think of the pictures of the models that are on most magazines. And yeah, they're beautiful women and they're gorgeous, but they are truly an illusion sometimes because they are not the norm. They're not the average person. Now, most people, a lot of people, and they should be. And I look at Carol Ann, and she's this beautiful woman, and she's, perfect, good weight, good height, good, Then there's me who's fat, and then I'm fat. Let's put it that way. But I mean, you got all the different people, but it doesn't matter. But you got people, small people, large people, in between people, tall people, short people. You have different colors. They're all. We think that we have to be a certain thing. We have to be that model. At least women do. They need to be that perfect model. A lot of those models have a lot of plastic surgery. So why? Because they're trying to build that. So we don't need that. So when we're bought into a lot of illusion, how often do we realize that the great mistake we make is not knowing the depth of our spirituality and therefore not recognizing how the gifts flow to us and through us? In this ignorance, we do create many misalignments and illusions about ourselves and others. So we really need to consider making sure that we are not filtering spirit. We want to flow with spirit. Allow spirit to truly, truly flow in us and as us. How do we do that? take time. Take time each day to just recognize spirit and recognize spirit within, that spirit is there all the time. Mantras, I like a mantra. I am God is. I am God is. I am God is. Guess what? When you say that several times, I am God is. God is, I am. I mean, I am God is. So it's a nice way of reminding myself of that no matter what spirit is, no matter what God is, I am also. Because I am a part of that. I am one with that. So take the time to meditate. Take the time to go out in nature and just enjoy the beauty. Go out and just be outside. Don't even have to do anything. Just go sit outside, and just listen to the birds and sometimes you'll hear, the other sounds of dogs in your neighborhood or whatever. Just enjoy that. But maybe you could think about a koi pond. Koi pond, they have those beautiful orange fish, and they're absolutely gorgeous. And sometimes it's almost as if they know they're beautiful. People just really take the time to enjoy that, but that's okay. But if you're a pond, a lot of times the bottom of the pond, there's a lot of stuff at the bottom. Some of it is food, some of it's not food, some of it's a lot of you don't want to know what it is. It's kind of like if you look at if you have a fish tank, and if you ever had to clean your fish tank, the stuff at the bottom is just not fun to clean. But in a pond, when somebody owns a pond, they will put this like light at the top of the pond, and a lot of times that has the food for the fish as well. But the light reminds the fish to come up higher to get the food instead of staying down on the bottom. So much like that pond, that koi pond, that's what our life can be. Instead of being down in the bottom, we need to be up at the top and rise up to that presence. And when we learn to, whether it be being in the present moment, taking the time to meditate, maybe doing some mantras, going outside, just enjoying nature, whatever it is that you maybe you like to dance or play music or write music or listen to music. I love to listen to music. I like to try to sing music, even though my voice isn't always the best, but I love doing it. So just do whatever it is that brings you joy. And when things aren't going exactly the way you want, just take a moment, breathe, always breathe, because we have a tendency to stop breathing when we're upset. Take a moment, take a few deep breaths just to center yourself, and then try to change that moment of upset into something of positive. I love the little commercial. It's an insurance company, and it has the guy with the emu that goes. He has an emu as part of goes around with them, and then in the commercial, it shows that there's a young boy, probably about 3 or 4 years old, wearing a mustache, and now he has a little tiny emu next to him in this car. And then they're talking about how he needs to go out and, help people and all that stuff. I love that little tiny emu with that little boy as they take off on in his car. And then at the end, he goes, just the way he talks, every time I hear that, I just get a smile from that. And it's just a silly thing, but that will make me think of something nice instead of something bad. I'll think of that little tiny emu and that young boy. Of course, I love kids, but that's beside the point. So please try to find joy in every moment. Try to remember there is always joy no matter what, because we don't like to, we just have a tendency to forget that. So just try to remember that. And with that, I thank you and I bless you. And I'm going to turn it over to any questions or comments at this point.
Well, yes, I love sitting outside, observing the young groundhogs and listening to them chomp off my broccoli, Brussels sprouts, and kale. It's very nice, pleasant nature.
You don't want them doing that, but it's still probably neat to kind of watch sometimes, even if they are destroying your vegetables. So they're just eating what they need instead. So
Feeding the wildlife.
yeah. All right. Any other questions or comments?
That was very joyful. I enjoyed that.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, that was great.
I haven't seen this little emu. I don't have television, but trying to imagine it. You know.
Yeah, he drives his car with this little emu, and it's just so cute. And then I don't even know what he says, but I just love the little voice of the boy at the end, because it just, I don't know, it brings back the little boy back to me. It's just so cute. Oh, he also says before he leaves, and goodbye, Uncle Emu, talking about the big emu, so it just hits me. So, okay.
How boring life would be if we all looked like the models.
Yes, absolutely.
And appearances are so deceiving, and I constantly have to remind myself to look beyond the appearances to the spiritual truth of those behind it. Because I'm glad we all are different sizes and shapes and heights and have different jobs and all, because we are right where we need to be. And I just absolutely find that I can give thanks for people and just see the truth and perfection in them. And it makes a great difference.
Absolutely. Sure does. Okay. Unless there is any other questions or comments. Okay, I see. Oh, there's the, well, he had it up for a second. He had that up for a moment, that little thing that was with the emu. So anyways, John, would you lead us in song?
All right. I enjoy the model photos that you folks put up on Zoom here. I see your lovely smiling countenances. All right. Well, this is an old song. I think I started it in 1979, according to my records. But I used to sing it. It was one of my older daughter's favorites. I haven't done it for a while. Well, I won't feel bad, and I won't feel sad. Others, I don't care what they say. I've been walking down the road with a heavy load, but I'm gonna set it down someday. If I'm feeling I'm important, know that I deserve the best. If I cherish my opinion and put down all the rest, every time I think I'm right to do another deed, I better think it through again, or I might sow another seed. Well, I won't feel bad, and I won't feel sad. Others, I don't care what they say. I've been walking down the road with a Get it together and move along the way. You can walk out of the darkness and see the light of day. Well, I won't feel bad, and I won't be sad. 'Cause I don't care what they say. I've been walking down the road with a heavy load, but I'm gonna set it down. Yes, gonna set it down. Gonna set it down for good today.
Thank you, John. That is beautiful. And the sound is super good today. At least, you know, don't you think, Michael? Okay, good.
Maybe it's because I turned off the rest of my internet. You know, I tried to remember to do that. My browser that I have to use to get onto Zoom, I turn it off when I'm done getting on Zoom, and it seems to help.
It definitely makes a difference. So wonderful. Okay, so we already kind of did announcements earlier, but I'm going to give any more options for announcements real quick. Now, you know what I'm forgetting? We got to collect money. We got to give to everybody the opportunity to give. So, there are several ways you can give. You can you can go to Zelle, and you would go to SSC of Akron, @gmail.com, and you can give that way through Zelle. Or you can send a check with the word Summit DSL, Summit Center, as long as the word Summit's on there, and send that check to 1199 Lexington Avenue, Akron, Ohio, 44310. And so if you'll take your hand right over left, and just know with me that all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive is blessed in a very special way. And that this gift is also blessed. And that it goes back not only to the work of Summit Center for Spiritual Living, but it also goes back to the giver 10 times or more. And with that, I give thanks, and so it is. Okay, how about good, more good?
Good, more good is mine, and ever increasing good is mine. Unlimited, infinite good is mine. Wherever I go, I see good. Whatever I do, I feel oh so good. I'm worthy and good and more good. Good crowds itself upon us, wraps itself around us. We give ourselves permission to accept more good, express more good. No good, more good is ours. Ever increasing good is ours. Thank you, Spirit, and so be it.
Okay, so thank you. All right, I'll give another chance at quick announcements. Anybody has anything?
YesWise.com for my blog.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, I know Michael and Carol Ann are working on the Japanese thing that they are doing together. So Carol Ann is presenting to the Japan's nursing some interesting rights. I know that they've been working on that. So, okay. Well, with that, am I missing anything else? I feel like I am. What? What did you say, Michael? Silence. Well, I knew that was coming, yeah. But I just didn't. We're done early. That's why I'm asking. So.
No, we're good.
Okay. All right. So we're going to do a moment of silence, and I'm going to ring my hear my ringer. Ring the
Sure.
bell. And
If original sound is on, we'll hear it.
okay, I don't know if I got it or not. All right. Oh goodness, I don't know.
It's up in the left corner.
Yeah. Well, you'll see it if nothing else. So, all right. I'm going to bring this, and what I want you to do is to take a moment of silence, and I want you to bring into mind whatever someone or yourself or the world that may need some healing, and just know that right now that is happening, because it's always happening, but it is definitely happening right here, right now. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of peace. We are the people of peace. Sing out, people, sing out peace. We are the people of peace. We are the people of joy. We are the people of joy. Sing out, people, sing out joy. We are the people of joy. We are the people of love. We are the people of love. Sing out, people, sing out love. We are the people of love. We are the people of love.
All right. Thank you. And I didn't mean to say all right. Michael reminds me that I say that a lot. Anyways, thank you all for being here, and I really appreciate it, and we hope to see you